Hello and welcome back to another Parry This History video. Today we are continuing our Kings of England series with an exploration of yet another of the Anglo-Saxon Kings of England, Æthelred the Unready. This is the 9th video in this series, so if you're interested and haven't yet seen the earlier videos, I will have a playlist linked in the description that I recommend checking out. But now let's dive on into this topic. King Æthelred the Unready, a monarch whose reign was characterized by turbulent times and notable challenges, ruled England from 978 to 1013, and then from 1014 until his death in 1016. His rule was marked by constant Viking invasions, which played a significant role in shaping the landscape of medieval England. The epithet unready, derived from the Old English word unread, meaning no counsel or ill-advised, offers a glimpse into the perceived inefficacies of his rule. This paper aims to delve into the life and reign of Ethelred, exploring his early life, ascendancy to the throne, significant actions during his reign, and his enduring legacy, all while unraveling the complexity behind his infamous title. Section 1: Early Life and Family. Ethelred, the second son of King Edgar the Peaceful and Queen Æthelred, was born around 968. His royal lineage placed him in the heart of Anglo-Saxon nobility. His father, Edgar, had a reign marked by peace and consolidation of the kingdom, contrasting sharply with the tumultuous period that Ethelred would later experience. This stability during Edgar's reign created a foundation upon which the future challenges of Ethelred's rule would be measured. The legitimacy of Ethelred's older brother, Edward, later known as Edward the Martyr, was a subject of contention. Rumors of Edward's illegitimacy created divisions within the royal family and among the nobility. This dispute played a critical role in the succession crisis following Edgar's death in 975. Edward, supported by a faction of the nobility, ascended the throne, but not without opposition that favored young Ethelred. The dynamics within the royal family were further complicated by Queen Ætheled's ambitions for her son Ethelred. The sudden and violent demise of Edward the Martyr in 978, under circumstances that implicated Æthelred, paved the way for Ethelred's ascent to the throne at the age of 10. This transition was not only abrupt, but also marked by political maneuvering and intrigue, setting the stage for Ethelred's troubled reign. With a detailed look at Ethelred's early life and the complex familial dynamics that led to his ascendancy, we will next explore his early reign and the immediate challenges he faced as a young ruler in Section 2. Section 2: Ascendancy and Early Reign. Ethelred's reign began under ominous circumstances, following the assassination of his brother Edward the Martyr in 978. Ascending the throne at the tender age of 10, Ethelred's early reign was overshadowed by suspicions surrounding his brother's death, and the potential involvement of his own mother, Queen Æthelred. This event not only cast a shadow over his legitimacy, but also stirred political unrest within the kingdom. The onset of Ethelred's rule coincided with a period of increased Viking activity along the English coastlines, beginning in the 980s. These raids posed significant challenges to the young king's authority and the kingdom's stability. Ethelred's response to these threats was marked by a combination of military engagements and diplomatic efforts. His strategies, however, were often hindered by internal divisions and the lack of a unified defense strategy among the Anglo-Saxon nobility. A notable aspect of Ethelred's early reign was the implementation of Danegeld, a tax levied to amass funds to pay off Viking raiders in hopes of deterring further attacks. This policy, initiated in response to the Battle of Maldon in 991, reflects Ethelred's inclination towards diplomatic solutions over direct military confrontations. While temporarily effective, these payments did not halt Viking incursions, leading to criticisms of Ethelred's leadership and contributing to his later portrayal as an ineffective ruler. Having explored Ethelred's early reign, the next section, Section 3, will delve into the later years of his rule, focusing on his governance, accomplishments, and the challenges he continued to face. The Battle of Maldon, 991. In 991, a pivotal event in King Ethelred's reign unfolded, the Battle of Maldon. Fought near Maldon in Essex, this battle epitomized the escalating Viking threat during Ethelred's rule. The English forces were led by Byrhtnoth, the Alderman of Essex, a figure of considerable military prowess and loyalty to the king. The Vikings, a formidable force known for their raiding and combat skills, engaged the English on a fateful day day in August. The exact number of casualties remains unclear, but the loss was significant enough to have a profound impact on the course of Ethelred's reign. Berthnoth's decision to allow the Vikings to cross a narrow causeway and fight on open ground was a critical moment in the battle. This act of perceived honor ultimately led to the English forces being overwhelmed and Berthnoth being killed. The Battle of Maldon was not just a physical loss but also a symbolic one, emphasizing the vulnerability of Ethelred's kingdom to Viking invasions. The consequences of this defeat were far-reaching. It marked a turning point in Ethelred's policy toward the Vikings, leading to the infamous practice of paying Danegeld. This tribute, a direct result of the battle's outcome, was meant to deter further Viking raids, but instead often emboldened them, leading to continued challenges from Ethelred's reign. Section 3. Late Reign and Accomplishments. Throughout his reign, Ethelred grappled with the relentless Viking invasions, which intensified despite his efforts to placate them through tribute payments. The year 1002 saw a drastic, albeit ill-fated, measure by Æthelred, the St. Brice's Day Massacre, an order for the extermination of all Danes in England, which only inflamed the situation. The subsequent retaliation by the Vikings, led by Sweyn Forkbeard, further destabilized Æthelred's rule. Æthelred's attempts at securing external alliances, notably his marriage to Emma of Normandy in 1002, signified a strategic move to fortify his position against the Viking threat. However, his reign was continually marred by internal strife and noble dissent. This period witnessed a decline in royal authority, exacerbated by the failure of Ethelred's military expeditions and the ineffectiveness of the Danegeld strategy. Despite his challenges, Ethelred's reign saw significant administrative efforts. His issuance of numerous charters and the management of a complex system of coinage demonstrate a degree of administrative competency. The reforms in coinage, evident from the diverse designs and widespread minting, reflect an effort to control the economy and fund the kingdom's defenses. These efforts, though overshadowed by military failures, suggest a more nuanced evaluation of Ethelred's capabilities as a ruler. In the next section, Section 4, we will discuss the circumstances surrounding Ethelred's death, his legacy, and the historical interpretations of his reign. The Battle of Ringmere, 1010. The Battle of Ringmere, fought in 1010, was another significant confrontation during King Ethelred's troubled reign. This clash, which occurred in East Anglia, further exemplified the ongoing Viking threat to England. Unfortunately, specific details about the combatants, the exact number of casualties, and the precise tactical maneuvers during the Battle of Ringmere are not well documented in historical sources. However, what is clear is that the English forces faced a significant defeat. The Vikings, known for their fierce and strategic warfare, inflicted substantial losses on Ethelred's army. The aftermath of the Battle of Ringmere had lasting consequences. It underscored the inability of Ethelred's forces to effectively repel the Viking invasions, further eroding confidence in his rule. This defeat, along with others, perpetuated the cycle of paying Danegeld, which had become a contentious and burdensome strategy for Ethelred. The continued success of Viking raids, as exemplified by battles like Ringmere, paved the way for the eventual Viking conquest of England. Section 4. The Death and Legacy of King Æthelred the Unready. King Æthelred's reign, continually plagued by Viking incursions, reached a critical point in 1013, when Sweyn Forkbeard successfully conquered England, forcing Ethelred into exile in Normandy. The unexpected death of Sweyn in 1014 allowed Ethelred to return and reclaim his throne, albeit under challenging conditions. His final years were marked by continued strife and opposition, notably from Sweyn's son, Canute. Ethelred's death on April 23, 1016, amidst ongoing conflicts, left a kingdom in turmoil. Ethelred's legacy is complex, historically depicted as an ineffective ruler, largely due to his epithet, the Unready, and the repeated Viking conquests. Recent scholarship has offered a more nuanced perspective. His reign, while fraught with military failures, also witnessed significant administrative efforts and attempts at diplomatic resolutions. The challenges he faced were not solely of his making, but were indicative of broader geopolitical dynamics of the era. The posthumous portrayal of Æthelred has oscillated between criticism for his perceived indecisiveness and acknowledgement of the difficult circumstances he navigated. His reign, though often viewed through the lens of its failures, was a pivotal period in English history, setting the stage for the eventual unification of England under subsequent rulers. Æthelred's role in this transformative era, despite its hardships, is an integral part of the narrative of the formation of the English nation. King Æthelred the Unready's reign, spanning from 978 1088 to 1016 stands as a significant yet complex chapter in England's medieval history. His rule, often characterized by its struggles against Viking invasions and internal dissent, has been subject to varied interpretations. While traditionally viewed as ineffectual, recent scholarship suggests a more nuanced understanding of his reign. Ethelred's efforts in administration and coinage, along with his attempts at diplomacy, highlight a ruler contending with formidable challenges of his era. Ultimately, Ethelred's reign, marked by both turmoil and notable efforts, played a crucial role in the shaping of early English nationhood and its historical narrative.